she can introduce herself. What?
I don't want to introduce myself.
That's how it works.
No.
All right. I'm joined today by our guest Olivia. If you want to give us a quick intro of yourself, what are you about? What do you like? Anything that people should know?
I mean, wait, I don't have anything. I don't know. What am I about?
What do you do?
I'm a
Do you do
student.
anything? You're a student.
I'm a student at
You're
BG.
getting ready to
I'm
graduate.
getting ready to graduate.
And then what are your next steps?
I'm moving to Cleveland. I have a job there. That's about it. I have a dog.
What kind of a job?
It's a graphic design job.
Graphic design. So do you know what you will be designing, what you'll be working on yet?
Not really, honestly. Just miscellaneous things I need, I guess.
You excited?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really know.
Guess so.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm
doesn't
excited.
sound that confident.
It's like a lot happening at once, but
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
excited.
Definitely a transition period.
yeah, something like that.
So why Cleveland?
I mean, I've always liked Cleveland. I think there's a lot more in the industry in a city, and I don't know, just kind of drawn to that area.
Mm-hmm.
Like the teams there. It's
Do
kind of
you?
a bad
You,
reason, but
Andy's over here fist pumping. In one of our earlier videos, and one of the 5 fast facts. One of our facts was that Cleveland would have a losing season.
Fact number 4, Cleveland Browns will not have a winning season this year.
And they did.
okay, barely.
It still is a fact.
Okay, well, goodbye.
You don't have to dispute. So what do you think about this year? Because I know people are...
We're going to the Super Bowl.
People are hyping them up. You think Super Bowl?
Yes. Well, okay. At least playoffs this year. Super Bowl in the next 3 years. Winning a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. Yeah.
I don't know. I think don't believe the hype yet on Cleveland. I think that they're much better. They're much improved. I thought last year they played well.
Yeah.
They really came together at the end of the year, but still.
Did you see on Twitter? Baker's at the Kentucky Derby, and there was a photo of him and Tom Brady with their arms around each other, and it was that's so nice of the greatest quarterback of all time to let Tom Brady hang out with them. I thought that was so funny.
No, Tom Brady's good.
Yeah, Baker's pretty good too.
Baker's good, but he's got 1 year in.
Okay, yeah, he's got many more to go, and he's already incredible. So.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how he does this year.
How are the Lions going to do?
Season.
Huh?
He started playing halfway through their season.
Right.
Yeah. And
And he's like,
so that's what
don't
I'm
you
saying.
know?
You can't judge a great NFL quarterback based off of 8-10 games.
I'm just saying
No, but he had a great rookie season for only playing
For only playing what?
6 games.
Did he have the touchdown record for
More than
rookies?
6 games. Yes,
that
yes,
true?
he did. He
I think
beat
he did.
Tom Brady's record, I think.
Tom Brady didn't play as a rookie.
Okay.
I promise.
Tom Brady didn't play as a rookie?
No, he was a 6th-round draft pick out of
Okay,
Michigan.
can you look up, Andy, whose record did he break?
6th-round draft pick out of Michigan. Didn't play his first year.
Okay.
Drew Bledsoe got hurt, and he came in and took the team. And then Bledsoe never got his job
I
back.
don't know who it is then. Aaron Rodgers? Drew Brees? I don't even know.
I'm betting it's not who you think it is. It's probably somebody less known.
Is it Matt Stafford?
No, I really would doubt so. I'm not a Stafford fan. But
Did you find it?
and then can we talk about why is everybody so in love with Odell Beckham Jr.?
Manning.
What?
Manning.
Oh, okay.
Peyton
okay.
Manning? He broke Peyton Manning's record. How many touchdowns?
Okay.
Is this rookie?
Yes.
Yeah. It didn't say 27. Well,
27.
Ooh,
what,
that's a lot more than I thought it was.
Peyton Manning. Yeah. 27.
27. All right, so we had 27. Broke Peyton Manning's. Can we get back to what I was saying?
Okay.
Why Odell Beckham Jr.?
I mean,
I've really never seen anything that great out of him.
I mean, I think he's like a really solid, like good receiver, but I don't disagree. Like, I think it might be a little overhyped. Like, it's exciting to have him in Cleveland. Something sounds weird.
Something's just popping every now and then.
It's not actually recording.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But I don't think he's like the make or break part of the team. I think there's like such a like a deeper culture now than there was before. So I think like, okay, I think he's gonna be great. I don't think that's like a question, but even if he wasn't, I don't think that's like the make or break part of the culture there anymore.
No, but I don't think he's worth a first-round pick.
Meh.
And
He's pretty good.
just wait until
I know you think he's gonna start drama, and it's not gonna be
until
worth
there's
the
problems. Yeah,
Okay, but
everywhere
you could say that about
he's had
anyone.
locker room
They're all
problems.
kind of like
No,
okay.
there's just certain players that.
I mean,
He's got
I get what you're
buzz
saying.
too
Like, he's
quick.
very, like, LA, like, likes the limelight. Like, I don't know. But I think that's fine because I think he's going to be a star in Cleveland. I don't think that's going to be an issue for him.
All right, we'll see.
Okay, we will.
I like who's the other receiver?
Jarvis.
I liked him better.
Yeah, I do like him. I mean,
And
he's good. And
his touches are going to go down. You can't tell me
Maybe.
that they're not.
yeah, I think that's, like, a fair assumption. But, I mean, they kind of go way back. So I feel like, I don't know.
They probably hated each other in college.
I don't think that's true at all
they
because
act
I
like
think
they're
Jarvis
buds.
was really like gunning for Odell to come to Cleveland. So
We'll see.
I guess we'll find out. I feel like
couple
you're
months.
underestimating like the amount that like they just want to like do well, like for like not like for Cleveland,
hopefully
but like they
get
just want to
the
do well as a
organization
team.
turned around. But I mean, they have a whole new coaching staff, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, not. I mean, yeah.
I definitely don't see Super Bowl on a 1 year with a coaching staff. Playoffs and a winning season would be very fortunate with changing staff.
I mean, it's not a like brand new staff, but yeah. Freddie Kitchens was
They cleaned house, didn't they?
No, not
Kitchen-
entirely.
Kitchens was the offensive coordinator, wasn't he?
No,
He was the
Todd Haley was.
defensive coordinator.
Defensive.
no. Greg Williams was.
When he was the interim head coach, Freddie Kitchens was the defensive
Okay.
coordinator. And he's going to Google it just to prove you wrong. I like
Yeah,
this.
maybe I will.
All right. Well, a moderately different coaching staff. It's just
No, I
tough
agree.
to bring all those pieces together. I say
And I
give
think
them
that's,
another
like-
year or two.
Right, but I think that's what everyone's kind of thought about Cleveland the last 20-some years.
Yeah,
so
and they've always lost.
Right, but... Shit.
Yeah.
No, but...
He was assistant head coach and running backs head coach in 2018, and then in 2018 he switched to offensive coordinator.
Andy was right.
Halfway through the year, right? When they fired people.
Yeah, when they fired Hugh
So he went
Jackson
from a
and then-
running back coach to... Is he head coach?
He was
Yes, he's
assistant-
the head
or
coach.
was-
He went from
assistant-
running backs to head coach in a year.
Yes. It was a whole big thing because, yeah, it was a whole
Interesting.
thing.
I don't know.
But-
I would love to see them do well.
No, you wouldn't.
The only reason I don't like them is because so many... Like, a lot of people... The only reason I would want to see them not do well is just because so many people like them, and it's like...
Yeah, but that's cool, like, because
Like,
I feel
don't
like
hype 'em
as a
up that
Cleveland
much,
fan, like,
but-
you've never, like, really felt that way, like, that there's even, like, a bandwagon to jump on, and now there is, and that's kind of cool, like they were talking about during the draft, like, people want to, like, be drafted to Cleveland now, like, it's not like oh, shit, I've been drafted, oh, God, like, I've been drafted to Cleveland,
Yeah.
so I think that's cool, like, as a fan to know, like, you're not really the underdog as much anymore, so...
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they get that culture turned around.
Yeah, I think they have for the most
mean,
part. Like, it's not
watching
as, like, toxic as it seemed, 2 or
Right.
3 years ago, so.
Watching Detroit for as many years as I have, it's like, it's very difficult to turn that culture around.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
see
I
how
get
they
that.
do. But, oh well.
Are the Lions supposed to be good?
I I don't know, moderately. They were 6-10 last year. The new coach. I mean, people are happy about the new coaching staff.
Yeah.
And the new, I think, GM. So we'll see.
Oh, they have a new GM?
Like a few years back.
Oh, okay.
They took a lot of like expatriates staff and players. So they're trying to like build in that way. But
that makes
they
sense.
had an interesting draft. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it. They've turned their defense around a little bit. It was terrible, especially against the run, and they've got some better run defenders. But is this funny?
Yeah, I don't know why that was funny. It's turning into like a sporting podcast.
Well, we can change it up. We can change it up. I mean,
no, I like it.
We don't talk
I'm not saying
about
that.
sports very often.
You know
on
who
here.
has a really good sports podcast? And this might be like just because like I like Cleveland, but Joe Thomas and Andrew Hawkins have a podcast, and they're very, very funny. Do you ever listen to it, Andy? No. Okay.
I don't.
Well, it's very funny.
I don't really like
10
Hawkins,
out of 10.
But
oh, I like him.
He started to do
like
stuff on
he's got like a
ESPN, hasn't
funny.
he?
Yeah, they both are.
But it's like comedy.
Kind of
and
like
it's kind of
hosting.
weird.
But I like it. It's pretty like Cleveland specific. So they'll talk about like all teams and like all players and stuff, but they always like end up going back to, you know, like what Cleveland's doing and stuff like that. So
Now,
I
if we
think
want to
they're
talk
really
about
funny.
Joe Thomas real quick, did you see his body transformation?
He looks like
That was amazing.
he's like kind of good looking now. Like he's like, I mean, I don't know. He's probably lost like 150, 200 pounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how those guys can keep that much weight on.
I think he said he did like the keto diet or whatever
To lose it?
to lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure if he just stopped eating like he did when he was playing, he probably would have just lost weight anyways.
Yeah, I think that's probably most of it. I mean,
It
but that's probably hard to
how
do
tall
because
is he?
you're so-
6'3"?
yeah, he's pretty big. He's a big guy.
But still, to carry 300 pounds on your frame, it's
Yeah.
like, that can't really be that healthy for you.
Yeah. And for like most of your life too, because like, I mean, you do that like when you're 15 to, I don't know, you played in the league for what, like 12 years? Like,
Probably.
that's insane.
So
That's
yeah, like
a
20
lot of
years.
time to be like, I mean, he was like muscular, but like that's a lot of time to be like
Overweight.
overweight. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like a real commitment for them.
Yeah. But he was good. So whatever works.
Was he actually that good
Yes!
though, or was it just because he was the only player on Cleveland that was like good for like a
Okay.
20-year stretch?
Well,
so it's
okay,
like we gotta
maybe
throw
that-
Cleveland a bone
Well,
and
that's
put him in the
I
Pro
don't-
Bowl
but
all
I
the
don't-
time.
Mm,
I don't know. I think he was good,
I
but
think he was pretty good.
Uh,
But I mean, I get what you're saying, and yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's probably some of both, but I think he was like, in general, like a good player.
Mhm.
But maybe I'm biased. I don't know.
Have you followed sports for that long, or did you just start getting into it?
I think I like always kind of watched it like growing up, like every Sunday. Like my dad would be watching the Browns, and like he would just have like the Indians on and stuff. But I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, I started to like actually like pay attention and kind of like understand like what was going on during a football game. But
Weren't you a cheerleader?
for basketball,
Oh,
but
not
like
for
you don't have to
football.
like pay attention.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
like, if
should
you know,
still,
like-
kind of know the games, like
He's like,
a little bit.
I mean, like if you know offense and defense, there are people who really did not understand.
Are you a Cavs fan? No, Andy's a big Cavs fan.
I mean, I would say like I'm a fan of like all Cleveland sports, but like the one I watch most is definitely the Browns, and I just don't love watching basketball.
Yeah.
Like I would much prefer. I mean, obviously football, and like I would kind of even prefer watching baseball. I know you hate that, but
Baseball is just kind of boring.
I think it.
I mean, it's
I
like
think
maybe
it's
a
boring
relaxing
when,
thing
like,
to do if you're like.
I feel like any sports, like in the beginning when you like don't know, like you're not like invested in the team and like you don't really like know the players, like it's not really like exciting, but like then you start to see like you
so
kind of
long,
know the
though,
people. Yeah, it is long. But I think that's also kind of a cool thing, like when you go to a baseball game, like when you go to an Indians game, it's like a whole afternoon kind of thing and like you're there like
That's what
eating
it's
and
fun
drinking.
to like
It's like
go
a
to
fun
the
event.
game. Yeah, it's fun to go to a game.
Right,
But like
and
to
then-
watch on TV, it's kind of like.
Yeah, but at the same time, then you want to like stay invested. Like you like the team, you want to like I'm not saying I watch every Indians game. Like they're on like every day, but it's like fun. Like when they're on and I'm not doing anything, I'll be like, oh, like yeah, I'll just watch the Indians. So
Even, I don't know. They've got to do something about the lengths of these games. Like, even when you look at Like, what did you get?
Something like wet just touched my
well,
lips. Something...
it is liquid.
No, like slimy wet. Like, I don't like that.
Anyways, like even these college football games are getting ridiculously long, like 3.5, 4 hours. I don't even want to, like,
I don't even
Toledo,
care if
I don't
they're long
wanna...
as long as, like, they can't tie at the end. That, like, I just can't believe that's a real thing. Like, that, that, like, blows my mind.
That they can't tie?
No, that they can.
You can't tie in college.
No, in the NFL.
Oh.
Sorry, I really changed gears there.
Yeah. Well, you can't tie in the playoffs, and that's really the only time when it really matters.
I mean, I guess so, but you could also... I don't know.
How many ties... That was insane this year. How many ties did the Browns have? And how many overtime games?
They had one tie, but like 3 or 4 overtime games.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow. It was very exciting. I was always on the way home from work at Cedar Point, so I would drive from Sandusky to Perrysburg. And it was kind of nice because, like, they would still be playing at, like, I don't even know, like 4 or 5 o'clock. And it was like, oh, wow, I was not even expecting to hear a minute of this.
Right.
And then I'm listening to it on the radio, which is, like, the worst form of
But it's kind of fun,
hearing
though.
sport. Well,
like, I kind of like
the
talk
announcers,
radio. Like, sports radio is actually pretty good.
The announcers who do, like, sports broadcasting is, like, they're incredible. Like, the emotion that they put into it is amazing. So it's exciting. But yeah, so like 3 or 4 overtime games and a tie.
That's crazy.
And they were all very like, like calls that shouldn't have been called the way they were called. But
anytime you have a close game like that, it starts to get like that. Like even the what was the playoff game? It might have been was it the NFC Championship game where somebody got like pulled down and they thought it was a pass interference?
Oh yeah,
do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were like talking about how and then that game ended up going into overtime. But yeah, officiating's difficult.
Oh no, I'm sure it is.
Either way, like,
but you would just think like at that
they would be good enough. No, I agree.
Or not
I
even
get
that,
so
but just like
mad at officials.
Like, how is everything not just like automated at this point? Like, how do we even have people down there anymore?
Well, that would just slow. There would be a penalty on every play. Like every single play, there's pass interference and holding, like going on constantly. So it would just be, it would just slow the game down, I think. But I don't know what.
Do you see that the Nuggets and Blazers had the 4th longest game last night?
Did not. Did it go into
4 overtimes?
4.
That's wild. But you have to think like if you're at that game and you're like a Nuggets fan or a Blazers fan, like that's like you're getting your money's worth, like for sure.
That's true.
Like you're sitting there for like 2.5, 3 hours. You're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get a drink.
That is a good way to look at it.
Well, I mean, that's why like I like baseball games. Like you're paying $30, you have decent
that's what I'm
seats.
like. Baseball, it's like you're not even there.
Day.
You're really not even there for the game. You're just there for the event. You could get up. Like I could show up at a baseball game probably in the 2nd inning and leave in the 7th and like not really feel. But if it's like a Lions game I'm going to, I'm showing up like 30 minutes early, watching some of the warm ups. I'm staying till the bitter end. You know, like even if they're getting blown out.
No, I agree. Yeah.
But baseball, I could just kind of give or take. Like, it's enjoyable. It's kind of relaxing. Yeah. That's even how I felt about playing it. And then it just, like...
About playing baseball? Like, it was boring?
Yeah. That's
really?
That's kind of why I quit playing. Because I just felt bored with it.
Really?
Yeah, there's only,
when did you play baseball?
There's only a few... Since I was, like, 4 years old until, like, freshman or sophomore year of high school.
Oh, I didn't know that. What position did you play?
I played
all the positions. It was just Clay out there.
By the end, I think I was playing like second base and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but.
Wild. Okay.
There's only really like a few enjoyable things about baseball. It's like when you're batting, but it's not even when you're batting.
I would be so bad at batting. I would never hit the ball.
It's just the only time it's enjoyable is just like the instant that you hit a good one and it like comes off the bat.
I can't imagine.
And that's like 2 seconds. The other enjoyable thing is running bases, which you only get on like if you're really good, 1 out of every 3 at bats. And then maybe like chasing after like a nice fly ball and catching it, but like nothing else is really enjoyable. You're kind of just sitting there. or you're like pissed off because you just struck out or like made an error.
Yeah. Huh.
So it's just like, this isn't really that enjoyable of a game.
So you're just like, I'm done here.
Plus it was fun. Like it was fun to hang out with people, but then you'd be doing like double headers and it'd be like
It was fun to hang out with
6
people.
hours on a Saturday morning and you're like,
Oh, no, yeah, I get it. That's like a lot of a commitment.
mm-hmm.
It's a long time. Looking back, I feel like all like sports, it's like, holy crap, like I committed so much of my life to this, and now it's like, I mean, it was like a good memory and like good to exercise and like stuff like that, but it's like, wow.
I think it helps though. Like I think it's made me more disciplined even in other like areas of work.
Yeah, I think in a way. I mean, I told you this like throughout high school, like in sports, like I was like the captain on our volleyball team and stuff like that, and not that we had captains in cheerleading, but like some of us like we just kind of were, and so I guess I like grew up thinking like, oh, I'm supposed to be like a leader, like this is kind of how it is, and then like I started working places and I would get this like horrible anxiety when I had to be like in charge of people, and it was like, why? Like I've been told like my whole life like you're like this kind of person, and then I realized like I probably wasn't. It was just like the select like group of people I was around. Mm-hmm. Like I was just the most of that, and so I think you learn a lot, but I think you definitely learn like when you grow up and like you're in a job like how different it really is, and like yeah, some stuff can be applied, but like it's like apples to oranges. It's like not really the same in a way. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I just feel like I've had a different experience.
No, I'm sure, and I think, I don't know, maybe I've changed like as a person probably since then, but
it could be.
I just thought it was pretty interesting. I was like, why am I like this? Like I'm supposed to be good at leading people, and I'm not. So
right.
I don't know. Just interesting.
What type of a leader were you? Like, were you more vocal or more just like by example? I guess I don't really know. I think, I mean, I like tried to be vocal, but I would get this like anxiety about it. Like I didn't like letting other people do things that I knew could like come back on me. Mm-hmm. So it would be like, I would kind of like micromanage, which, and like I'm not saying like I was a horrible supervisor or leader, but like I don't like the way people lead when they do that to me. So It's like I just knew like I wasn't good at this, and that's like something I was looking for in a full-time job. I was like, okay, I don't want to be in charge of people. Like that's number one. Like I'm just not that kind of person. And I think it's hard like growing up. I feel like people tell you like, oh, like you should strive to be this person who like can lead people and all this stuff, but like there's nothing wrong with like not being the person who's leading everyone. So no, absolutely. I mean, you can only have one. I mean, you only have one leader to every many followers. So like,
definitely
that makes sense. And I think micromanagement is definitely one of the biggest pitfalls.
But I think before
leadership.
that, I never really saw like why people did that. But like you never understand
so hard
that
to trust
until you're like
people
until
tasks.
you're like, okay, well like if you screw this up, like it's my ass on the line, not yours. So like I'm just gonna do it myself. And I never really understood that before, like why that had happened to me before, but I definitely get it now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I think that's one of the things I definitely like about graphic design is like I get what I need to do and I can do it and I can be by myself, and so
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Can you take a quick break?
Yeah. All right. And we are back.
It's fine. We weren't friends.
After a little break.
Is that popping been removed for you guys?
Yeah,
it sounds a lot better.
Can't hear a thing. Or I mean, I can't hear any
we had
popping.
some
Can't hear a thing.
We had some technical difficulties with our sound because of a dog. A dog drug it outside and it got wet. Is that what happened? But we cleaned it up and it's good. Andy cleaned it up. Andy's
carrying the team in all aspects.
I've said this before. Here. I admit that. I will say that all the time. Andy's the one that makes the magic happen. I just sit here and can I say look pretty? I just sit here and look pretty.
No.
That's basically it. The guests do all the work. Andy does all the other work. Right. Since you do all the work, what's our topic right now?
I don't know. I don't have any topics.
You don't have any topics? I feel like there's a lot of things that you enjoy talking about.
I mean, yeah, but I like can't just like. This is why I don't host a podcast.
Can't just whip it out.
No.
Was that funny?
I thought so.
What kind of music are you listening to lately?
I'm not listening to a lot of music right now.
All right. Okay. I've seen on Instagram you've been posting art pictures.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like art.
Yeah. Like, what kind of art are you into?
What was that?
I think
it was you.
Moving in the seat.
I've started like looking a lot more at like modern art. So I think that's kind of what I've been interested in lately.
Yeah.
I sent you that video of Moreau's what was it, like grandson. And that was just like interesting to see like
his interpretation
modern
of it,
art.
or...
Well, yeah, and like that modern art is like someone who has a grandchild now. Like you don't really think of it as like an era so long ago, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was not even 100 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of them were still working into like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah. And later than that, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild.
It's like, do you think there's much more like room, like where can art even go now?
I mean,
it's like everybody tries
like
to
everyone
outdo the next
though.
one, and they're like, well, I'm going to be the rebel, and it's like, how do you keep pushing it farther and farther?
I mean, I feel like everyone thinks that, like every generation, like they probably were saying that in like the Renaissance.
Were they though?
I think so.
The Renaissance was so realistic, though. I mean, a lot of it's like hyper realistic.
Yeah, but I think like now it's like, I don't think that there's like a super like set like boundary. Like there's people who do like hyper realism, and then there's people who do like insanely abstract, and you're like, this is art. Like what is this? So I think now that it's kind of like the same thing. Like I feel like with fashion, it's like there's nothing off limit. Like everything's just kind of like come back.
That's what I was going to say. Fashion is more like cycles, I feel like. But I don't know if art...
Right, but I feel like at the same time, like if you have like your own like style of painting or style of like dressing, like it's never wrong now. Like it's not like... Does that make any sense?
Yeah. But
I feel like I'm like talking in circles. I feel like that didn't make sense.
It's like, what do we accept as art then? Like what gets to go in a museum or what...
Right. Yeah, I think that's interesting. For a long time, I like wanted to work like in museums and like curate art. But
I feel like the role of art is more of a... I think it has a very important like social perspective. Like it gives perspective on social situations of the times.
Yeah.
But not always.
Definitely.
But I think that's an important...
Yeah, but some of the stuff that like you look back and you're like, wow, that was like it for this like set of time, and like it depicts like what was happening socially, and I think that's, I don't know, maybe not something that we're getting a lot now, or at least not what we're seeing like mainstream. I think there are a lot of like artists who do a lot of like social and like cultural kind of more like justice kind of pieces, and I think that's kind of interesting, something I'd like to like look into more.
Shepard Foley, do you know him?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen the Obey
you told me about this.
Yeah, Shepard, he's really good. Look up Shepard Foley. He's been doing he does a lot of pieces that are narratives on society, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting.
His work is really unique. Like he started off with like prints. Mm-hmm. Screen prints, and he would go and paste them up on walls or on I mean, his biggest thing was he put that Obey merchandise is like their big symbol is it's Andre the Giant's head. Like that was his big thing, and he put Andre the Giant up over like somebody running for mayor on the billboard, and then he took a picture of it, and that was like one of his college art projects. But it like caused a big scene, and then. Yeah, the buzzing's back. What was I saying?
Andre the Giant. Obey.
Oh, but he takes a lot of, like, he uses propaganda. Mm-hmm. And then he, like, spins it into his own work. Like, he looked at a lot of, like Soviet propaganda or like World War II propaganda from all over the world.
Yeah.
And then he like takes it and brands it, and it's almost like a satire on propaganda.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting. That's what I kind of enjoy satire a little bit. Like even in like movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're always, I don't know, they're just interesting. Why are you laughing?
Nothing. I don't know. I feel like that's like your
I just feel like it's appropriate to mock certain things.
Yeah.
Like certain things need to be mocked because like they shouldn't be taken as seriously as they are.
Balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like art plays an important role in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to not appreciate modern art at all.
I know,
until,
you used to hate it.
Last year.
We went to I don't even know how long ago this was, but I remember we went to like the Toledo Museum or something, and you were just like talking mad shit about some of the modern art. You're like, how is this? And I agree, like there's some stuff it's like, okay, I could have painted this, but I think there's such a like, especially when there's like background stories with modern art, it's like, okay, like that's pretty impressive that you can come up with
That's what most of them, I didn't understand the background behind it. Like they always, in art class growing up, like they would show you a Picasso. Mm-hmm. And you would
pick
would
out
be
all
so
the things.
like simple kind of, and you'd be like,
yeah.
Well, why is this? I mean, we've had people doing hyper realistic, but what I didn't realize is like Picasso was in his own right a very good realist painter, or an artist as well, and he could sketch amazingly.
Yeah.
And then he just decided to take it into that other direction.
And I think that's like a lot of, especially in that like time period, a lot of people who started painting abstractly, like most of them are incredible artists. Like they could paint whatever they wanted. I can't hear anything. I don't know.
Back?
I can't. Okay, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
don't remember what I was saying now.
Yeah, but I watched I think National Geographic or somebody did like a biopic on Picasso.
Yeah, with Antonio Banderas.
It was really good show.
I want to watch that. I never watched that.
Yeah.
Big Antonio Banderas.
And it started making me appreciate, and then I got into more stuff. I always enjoyed Dali.
Yeah.
Like even before the other stuff. He's so cool though. Like, and what I didn't realize is
He's a psycho though.
There were still recordings of him and stuff. Like he was on a game show one time.
Yeah, like you don't realize that was so like.
He was like kind of a celebrity though too.
Oh yeah.
And he was funny.
People knew they're like, wow, this guy's batshit crazy.
Yeah, but it was great though, and like his surrealism stuff is amazing. And he had like weird things that he would like obsess over. That I shouldn't talk about it now, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he's one of the painters where like. It's just very interesting to like look at, and it's like every single thing in this painting like means something that you probably don't even know that like, or you do because everyone's like dissected it, but like also there's so much like intention
on that. Like, what do you think the role of an art critic or an interpreter is? Like, do you think they actually get it right? Like, do you think if an artist chooses not to reveal it, do you think they actually pull out the correct like symbols and meanings that were going through the artist's head?
I mean, yes and no. I feel like art is whatever it is to you. You know what I mean? Like in everyone's own way. This sounds corny, but like everyone's an art critic in their own way. Like if you look at a painting and like it makes you feel some type of way, like that's the way the painting is. What? Oh my god! But some type of way. But I get what you're saying. Like professional art critics. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I think there's certain ways like the artist makes things obvious and reveals things in their own right, but. I mean, people who look at art for a living like have a pretty good background of like the artist and what they tend to do and what's going on with them. So,
well, I even wonder sometimes if the artist even knows exactly what they're doing, or if they're just guided by like their subconscious or like just what feels right or looks right in the moment, and then maybe there is meaning to it, but they didn't really know it when they painted
I think that a lot. Like, like do you go into a painting like thinking like this is going to be like a nightmare dream looking thing, or like do you paint it and you're like, this is like a nightmare, like you know.
The other guy that really fascinated me for a while was Rothko.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, his work is interesting. It's another one of those things where it's like, wow, like I could do this, but I
But,
didn't. So
even though I think it would still be hard to like get that large of a canvas, it would still be kind of a production to get that kind of a canvas and draw.
And the thing with like a lot of like, especially abstract artists, it's like, yeah, a lot of people sit there and say, wow, I could have painted this, but like you didn't. And like you didn't do this knowing like this is like crazy art that's going to be hung in thousands and thousands of museums. And so I think that's why like people like Rothko, their work is like almost impressive because it's like, wow, this is so simple.
From the little bit that I read or watched on him, I think he had a commission to do like a real nice like restaurant or something like that in New York, a real upscale restaurant. And they expected him to do something, and it was kind of like a middle finger like to the establishment or to the commission even, like that he just made it so simple, and like he wanted some of his paintings to almost be like repulsive.
That's interesting.
Yeah, like he wanted him to just
That's how
be
I
like
feel about Jackson Pollock,
total emotional, just to be emotional, even though they're like 4 lines of color on a canvas.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd how people can do that. That's when I started appreciating it more, is like these people, they're trying to make it simple. It's like they already went to the complex, now they can make it simple and it still is very good and like still as powerful.
Right. I get that.
Mm-hmm. Art. 5 minutes.
5 minutes of what?
Until we have to take a break.
Oh, okay. I forgot what I was going to say.
You like the Cleveland Museum of Art, right?
Yes, I do. I like it a lot.
Have you ever... I do too. I've only been there once. In fact, Andy and I were just
It's a lot bigger than Toledo's.
You know, have you ever been to Detroit's?
I haven't. I'd like to.
People were telling me, like a few people, and it surprised me, they said that they liked Toledo's better than Detroit's. They said they thought Toledo's was nice. I don't know. I think Toledo's is nice. I've just seen it several times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleveland's is like, I've been there probably like 5 or 6 times, and I think I could still go back and like probably see some stuff that I didn't really get to spend a lot of time on, which I think is cool. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of like different museums. There's like the Natural History Museum and stuff there as well. And there's a modern museum there that I haven't been to. So
I thought their modern art exhibit was pretty good.
Yeah, they have a good modern and contemporary section.
Like installation pieces are interesting.
Yeah, that's like a lot of like the contemporary section there is like installation and there's some at Toledo actually that are kind of like...
There's some on the campus. There's a lot of installation pieces on campus recently. Yeah. Like they just keep adding them. It's interesting. And there's these ones, there's new, they're just like... They look almost like an icicle or like a Cheeto or something. And they're just like in the ground. They're just scattered. They're huge. They're like 8-10 foot tall. And they're just like stuck like a lightning bolt, but like more like rounded
on campus?
Like a Cheeto.
You guys just have like Cheetos on campus?
They just like jab them into the ground like in the middle of campus in our like campus mall. They're interesting. I don't know what they are.
See them.
Yeah. Yeah, but they've been putting a lot of art in there. That stuff's interesting too. I don't know where you really start on that. Like,
are those like art students there, like work? Or?
I don't know. Or if it's, I think they might, people just maybe put it there and then like people can buy it from, I don't know. I really don't know.
That's interesting.
Have you ever heard of Burden? Is his last name?
No.
Burden? He did, he always did like performance pieces.
Oh, okay.
They're always like dangerous.
I want to go to one of those.
He would, like one time, Chris Burden? Yeah. Is he
from Toledo?
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's like big?
Like L.A.
Maybe the 60s.
Yeah, he's older now.
Oh, okay.
This was like in the 80s. Or not. He, some of his famous pieces were like... Huh? He stood and got shot in the arm. Yeah.
Anything for the art.
He stood and got shot in the arm. And then he nailed himself to the back of a car and like revved it up. He would do things where he would bolt himself in the ground, like handcuff himself in, and then there would be like electrical wires, and the people could, if they wanted, like they could have electrocuted him to death.
This sounds like sadistic.
But like nobody did it.
This sounds like psychological like experiments, like more
kind
so
of.
than.
And like in art school, he like locked himself in his locker for 3 days, just like sat in there.
Casual.
did all kinds of like crazy stuff like that. But then he switched. He started doing a lot of installations and a lot of like really neat sculptures and things. Like he did this one. It was called Big Wheel. It was a huge wheel, and he set it up, and he'd get on a motorcycle and rev it up, and he'd get it going as fast as he could. And like nobody knew what was going to happen. They thought it was going to like fly off and kill. Like it could have spun out and killed everyone in the room. He'd do stuff like that. He recently made like a huge, almost like a. Do you know what a Rector set is?
No.
Like model, like what were those things called when we were? What were they called when we like connects?
Okay, I know.
A
what a
Rector
Connect
set.
is.
But he made like a model city, and he did all that stuff. And then, do you know in LA all those lamps? Do you know like that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like they're lights. They're a bunch of lamps. It's like a whole square, and it's just a bunch of like lamps. He did that one too. Okay. It was interesting. I guess a lot of people go there and like take pictures with it and stuff. But,
yeah, okay.
And he would build planes, things like that.
Oh.
Model planes.
I'll have to look him up.
It's weird. Very creative people, but very strange.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of pretty much mutually exclusive. Or, yeah, yes. Yeah, mutually exclusive. To be weird
artist,
and to be creative, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so.
What about other forms of art? Do you ever read anything? Do you ever get into any writers?
Not really. I'm not a big reader. What have you been reading lately? I know you read all the things.
Lately, I've been reading the Ayn Rand book. Oh my gosh. Not Atlas Shrugged, not Anthem, but Fountainhead. And I've been reading, it's called A Chemical Love Story. It's called Pikal, Phenethylamines I Have Known and Loved, by Sasha Shulgin. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to take a break real quick. We can come back to the books. No, I hate ASMR. I don't know why everybody has to do it.
That doesn't like sound good to you. I listen to ASMR every single night before I go to bed.
That's kind of strange, isn't it?
Nope.
Does it just make you feel like you're
it just relaxes me. I just feel good.
Why? Is it like...
It's relaxing. Like, it's like the same feeling like when someone like
is it like
goes like this to your arm. Like you just like, ooh.
So it's like
ooh.
When you're a baby, it's like, I feel like it's just like comfort. Like you feel like there's someone else like there, with, like another person with you.
Kind of.
Like
I mean, it's just like a sensation. No, it's not like, but I don't like think the person's like with me.
No, but like, don't you feel like that's probably what ASMR is?
No,
it's like they want to feel close to people. Do you think so? Maybe.
Nope.
A little bit.
Nope.
No, I think it's just sensory. Like...
Yeah, I think it's like it.
But
feels
don't you think that's
good.
where that comes from? Why else would it feel good for somebody to like whisper? Like
it just
rub
feels good
you?
for
like,
me.
I feel like
I'm
that's
not
like what a mother does to a child to like put them to sleep.
No,
They
I
might,
don't
like,
think
whisper.
that's true at all. It's not. It's not about like.
Oh, what's it about then?
I don't know.
Did you do the science on it? What does ASMR stand for?
Auto sensory meridian response.
All right, fair enough.
Okay,
fair enough. Point on that.
No, I think that was a weird interpretation of what ASMR is. I don't think it's about other people at all.
I think it's about your childhood.
I don't think so.
I think it's
okay. What does that say about my childhood?
Freudian psychology, like.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it's telling us.
What is it saying?
It's saying that you lack or you need. How should I phrase that? You need. Like,
he's gonna insult me, is what he means. He's like, "Oh, how should I phrase this so I don't get punched in the face right now?"
You were raised properly.
You were raised by animals. I think my parents are great people, but I'll tell them you said that.
That's not what I was saying.
I don't think it has anything to do with my childhood. I think it gives me the tingles, and I like it.
Okay.
What?
What?
That's what?
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
If it gives you the tingles before you go to bed, that's fine.
I don't like when you say that.
Okay, I'm just saying what you're saying. I'm telling you.
It sounds good when you say it.
Okay. Well.
Andy's watching ASMR videos.
Andy's
like, oh shit, yeah, no, I get it.
Like every single. I think it's mostly females too. I mean, I don't know. I might be wrong, but usually on here it's always the females, and they want to do ASMR. Like they're like, oh my gosh, like ASMR. Like they'll do like weird stuff like that, and they'll be like, oh, I love this, and like.
Do you disagree that it sounds good? Okay, well that sounded absolutely repulsive. Like eating spaghetti in the microphone.
Eating spaghetti in the microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it sounds alright. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll send you an ASMR video, and you have to watch it tonight before you go to bed, and you're going to be like, shit, that's the best night's sleep I've ever gotten.
Probably not.
Okay.
I think I'm tired. I think I could.
Okay, are we going to talk about the time that you got your phone taken away?
No.
Yeah, I think it was.
No, we're definitely
and he's like,
not.
hell yeah.
No, we're not.
This is for the underground part. This is for the underground part of the podcast.
No, there's no such thing as an underground part of the podcast.
Tell them what happened. Tell the people what they want to know.
Stop.
Okay, I'll tell it.
No, you won't.
Can you whisper it?
I will walk out. No, you can't whisper it.
Yeah, you can whisper it.
That would probably be.
What?
What? I don't know.
I'm about to hit the mute button.
Don't.
All right, next topic.
Okay, so what year was this? Probably this was like the summer I graduated. Clay, don't. This is the summer I graduated.
You can't break the mic.
I'm sorry.
Somebody.
This is for Andy. Can edit this out if you don't want. You have bouncers here.
We were gonna hire a bouncer for the Coyote Fest.
Wasn't it all people you like went to high school with? No one's gonna throw punches.
We had a bouncer that wanted to come. That's what it was. But I was like,
he's like, I need a gig.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Okay. Anyways, Andy.
No.
All right.
No, seriously, no.
We can edit it out if you don't want it in there.
No, we're not even gonna do it.
Okay, so
No, I don't want this on camera. I'm being honest. Most people already know it, but
really, I have never told a soul.
Oh, I've told a lot of people. It's a good story. What?
Okay, well, just
it's a good story, but just not
for the public. For the Patreon next time.
Yeah, what do you guys think about a paywall with exclusive videos? That will be better. Of course, better. More interesting. More...
Ow!
Less filtered. What?
Oh, I felt like that was a personal attack on me.
No. We don't have anything that's on a paywall.
Better than this video.
Yeah, it's better than this bullshit we're going through right now.
No. It would just be like... That would be the next step.
Okay.
You would say like...
Personalized ASMR
remember the
videos.
time you and then they would cut, and then it'd be like, to see the full content.
Okay, so to see the full content of the
paywall.
time, Clay got his phone taken away. Ooh.
I remember when I was in middle school. It's like yesterday.
It was like yesterday for you.
All right, this segment just has been derailed. Can we just start over?
Yeah, I think we need to start over. This is not good anymore.
I mean, you still got 13 minutes left.
Doesn't that sound good? Oh, sorry, I'm yelling. Sorry, my laugh. Didn't that sound good? Like a little bit?
Maybe, I don't know.
No? Okay.
That's just not like something I would like do for enjoyment, no. We talk about anything and everything on this show.
Except everything I've suggested thus far. Anything that incriminates Clay, he doesn't want to talk about.
It depends on how incriminating.
I don't think that's that incriminating, but...
Oh, well, if you go behind our paywall... We can have a underground podcast. Hidden one.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Done.